hey, it's why we love horror. We haven't done one of these in a bit. Not that we're slacking. We still see movies, but this, we're coming together to see a little late a movie that all of you have already seen for the most part. But before we get started, I'm JWMaher. That's Aaron Brooks. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, what's going on? And I don't know if everybody's seen this movie yet. I think it just got released on demand, so it's a recent theater release. But I'm excited to be here to talk about it. It's Black Phone 2, in case you were wondering. And I kind of like the first one. I like the second one more. That's my pitch.
Same here. I definitely liked the first one. I thought it was great. But for I went back. I thought I had rated it lower than I did, but I didn't. I actually rated it pretty well. But this movie, Black Phone 2, eclipses Black Phone. It's just like they've taken the story and they've created both a sequel and a prequel kind of in the same movie. Like you get the whole world now, which I never read. It's just a short story by Joe Hill, so I definitely don't think he did all this stuff, but I do imagine he was involved somewhat in the production of this movie. And this actually feels like, he's Stephen King's son, but it's starting to flesh out like a Stephen King kind of universe story. And I kind of like that. And without even getting into Scott Derrickson's direction, it feels like a universe now. And it's really cool, I guess, is my first takeaway.
Yeah, no, I mostly agree. And one of my first takeaways definitely is it feels like a Stephen King story in some ways with the world building and what goes on there. To your point with kind of the or the prequel sequel type of thing, I mostly agree there, but I also feel like at times it's just straight up kind of retconning the story, which it is what it is. That happens in horror sequels. There's
definitely one big thing that gets retconned.
Yes.
Which we'll get to in the spoilers, but it's not like a retcon for the sake of retconning. It makes sense either way, and this way makes better sense for the story, I think.
Right, yeah. It's fine. We'll talk about it. But in the first half of this movie, I was all in. Honestly, the first half of this movie was really creepy. It felt sinister.
The way Scott Derrickson was directing it, it definitely felt a lot like Sinister.
Yeah, so again, the first half of the movie really worked well for me. I loved kind of that direction, the Sinister type of Super 8 with the dreams was perfect to me, and it was very, very kind of ominous and creepy. It was off-putting the first half of the movie or so. And I was I was even I'm just man, what the fuck kind of movie am I getting into? And then the second half of the movie, I feel kind of abandons a lot of that, and it leans into kind of the campy aspects of Dream Warriors and other Nightmare on Elm Street movies for sure.
I can see a little bit of that. I think this is a good point to throw up spoilers. The big thing about this movie is while Black Phone was about Finn getting kidnapped by the grabber and his struggle to escape and or defeat the grabber and the supernatural elements of that, the movie shifts the protagonist from Finn to Gwen, his sister, and she's actually a better protagonist, I would say, than Finn for sure. And it's not that Mason Thames is a bad actor or Madeline McGraw is a great actor. It's just that the way the story progresses, it's a natural progression, and it actually gives us the whole thing. And it's still a Stephen King-y type thing to have a family of clairvoyants basically battling against a killer who exists beyond the grave because he gained power from victims of his never being discovered, and the power of their bodies being not at rest fuels him to kill from beyond the grave is not a bad concept. I think it's done well.
Yeah, no, I agree. And Ethan Hawke's really good in the movie when he's in the movie. He's not in it a lot, especially in the first half, which I actually liked, and I thought added to it. I would have liked to see the grabber in hell as well. I think that would have been really cool. It's I get it. They turned around and put this movie out really quick, and Scott Derrickson put out another movie earlier in the year. So it's you can only do so much, but I just think that would have been interesting to see.
And just I agree.
What his image of go all the way. And I feel it was starting to in the first half, and then it takes its foot off the gas in the second half to me, and it's like kind of abandons the horror kind of in some ways in pursuit of like, I don't know, this like more fleshed out story, which it's good, but like I just don't love it. I don't know. It's like Robert Cargill's a great writer, and Scott Derrickson directed the hell out of this movie, but still through 2 Black Phone movies, like I'm waiting for that Black Phone movie to really move the needle for me, because like all the ingredients are there with this one, yet it didn't completely.
I can see that point. My only nitpick really about this movie is like some of the scenes, especially like when they're on like the frozen lake and it's just like this vast alpine or Rocky Mountain expanse, looks green screen. Like
Yes.
not like Jeepers Creepers Reborn bad, but like there's things just like they're not standing on a fucking.
They're shooting on volume.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, and it looks a little bad, but then they do some really impressive action sequences. I guess it's not like The Raid, but for like kids fighting a ghost, it's pretty good action sequences.
No, I agree. And then my other issue is that like a big aspect of the movie, I feel like it's a mystery that the characters are solving, but we already know. So like when the grabber is like kind of revealed and all this, like we're like, yeah. Like I don't know. Like maybe that's just my own feeling about it, but it's like it's presented in the movie like it's a mystery and a surprise once it's kind of revealed, and like we're kind of ahead of the crew in some way just by nature of the movie. I don't know how they could have kept that a secret. I just wish it kind of would have been kept a secret a little more, that the grabber was such a part of this movie.
Well, I mean, like I think the marketing betrayed that. I think the big reveal in this movie is what we were getting at before, the retcon you talked about. How in Black Phone we see Jeremy Davies as like this alcoholic, abusive father who is an abusive alcoholic because his wife has killed herself and like left him alone with these children who obviously we learn are gifted clairvoyant children. That is thoroughly retconned by the fact that she was a clairvoyant and knew who the grabber was and where the kids were. And he kills her and stages it as a suicide. So the entire trauma of the Blake family is the grabber did it. Like he's the reason why. Yeah, he's the reason why the dad's an alcoholic. Yes. He's the reason why the kids are fucked up, which I thought was like really good.
Yeah, it's Pennywise like.
Yeah.
It's Pennywise like just with a family.
Exactly.
It's like like the grabber is like a much like more micro evil worker. But he is insidious regardless. Grabber's great. Like I cannot lie. I do love Ethan Hawke as him. He's having a great time in this movie. Maybe a little bit too good of a time in the second half, but whatever. Like I'm not trying to sound like a brave boy and be like I wasn't scared, but like I was like more tense and on edge that first half and like under my skin, and then it stopped, and like that's kind of a bummer. And then I have to remind myself this is Blumhouse, and this is probably one of the best Blumhouse movies I've seen besides Woman in the Yard this year.
I would agree. This is probably one of the best Blumhouse movies I've ever seen. There's also like the whole, and like you've said it, a lot of people have said it. It not only feels like some of the mid-franchise Nightmare on Elm Street movies, just given the way the grabber operates, but some of the mechanics are the same. Like Gwen is fighting him, or really not putting up much of a fight in the beginning, like just defending herself to the best of her ability, but she's getting like fucked up in real life. Is like a lot. Like that's another nitpick I have. Like she takes a lot of damage and then she seems fine the next day.
Yes.
So that happens.
Also
I'll point that out.
And she does lecture everybody like a lot in this. She's a smart gal.
She's a girl boss.
She really wants to let everybody know that she's smart. It's like it's impossible not to say Nightmare on Elm Street. At this point, it would be pointless for Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Here it is. Yeah. Like, period. Like, he doesn't need to do a Nightmare on Elm Street. This is it.
I agree. Also of note, Jeremy Davies, the dad, is sober now. Still a great casting choice because I love confused sober Jeremy
Yeah.
Davies is still great. Jeremy Davies.
And then Mando, Damian Bashir in this movie,
Yes.
he's great. Like he's great in everything though. So like saying Damian Bashir is great is redundant. But like I really like him in this movie. I think he's a good addition. Finney is more annoying than ever in this movie. So even more of a reason why I guess I'm glad Gwen was given the reins here. But yeah, otherwise
he's every emotion in this movie.
He smokes a lot of pot, so Aaron on Wines can cover this movie. That's good.
And then the other casting choice is Miguel Mora comes back now playing the brother of the character. Like he's now Ernesto, who is Robin's brother, but it's the same actor. So that was cool.
Sure. Yeah. Like I mean, like again, like I didn't go into this movie with high expectations. It did exceed those, so I guess I shouldn't be greedy here.
I had a great time with it, though. I'll say that. Like I have my nitpicks, but I kind of just I'm seeing them in hindsight. I think if I watched this movie again, it would go down for sure. For sure. Like the first time you watch it, it will be better than the second time you watch it. I guarantee, because there's a lot of really cool stuff that happens that the novelty will wear off. So that's that. Yes. We could. You know what? Let me toss spoilers back out because we didn't even talk about like the grabber really. It's like your typical kind of like they find out the secret. He's a very formidable antagonist, and then they just fuck him up.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, they kudos to Ethan Hawke for like selling it. Like once they figure out how to beat him up, they beat the living shit out of him. And like there will not be a Black Phone 3. I do not do the writing gymnastics to bring us Black Phone 3. No. They win.
That's why I can, in hindsight, in a way, forgive a lot of the problems I had because they were putting everything into this one. This was the last go. And for that, all things considered, Scott Derrickson had a damn good 2025.
Yeah, unless they bring back these characters in another movie, which I can see. But the grabber storyline is done. This guy
grabber is the Black Phone. I'd be shocked.
He is dead across every dimension. We don't need. Yeah, that's enough. All right, let's do some ratings. Aaron, you go first.
Yep. Clearly, I didn't like this movie as much as you did. I don't like the Black Phone movies as much as you do. But I appreciate this one. I respect it. 3.5 videotapes for me. It's a solid double. Hit the wall, slid into second. We're safe.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel that if I watch it again, it will go down to rewatch. I did rate the original 4. I saw that, so I had to go off of that rating. Yeah. So I had no choice but to give it 4.5. Despite my nitpicking of it, it's a really entertaining movie, and I do love all these characters. I will agree, Finn is a little annoying, but like it works. He's still a little bitch.
Yes,
but he's like a tough bitch.
Finney is a tough bitch.
Gwen rules, Mando rules, Mustang rules, random neocon people that live at the camp are funny. They got a lot of good characters in this movie. So 4.5. Scott Derrickson did direct the shit out of this movie. Hey, but if you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share, go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. And would you know we're still doing our Letterboxd challenge? So every week we'll talk about the movies we're doing there. And go to our letterboxes to see all of our reviews in depth and watch us fight with people and make fun of people. It's great. Letterboxd is a great community. Why aren't you there? Yeah. Until next time, I'm JWMaher. That's Aaron Brooks. We'll see you here on Why We Love Horror. Here comes that schedule.